Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Franklin Cruz. So what I want to go over today is right here, quick little guide to the fastest way how to sell your house today. So you guys ready for this? We're going to have some fun. So let me get out right here. All right, so number one, I'm going to just get right into it. And the main reason why I'm actually getting into this is just because we purchase a lot of properties. And when we're purchasing properties, we're constantly getting asked, man, Franklin, how can I sell my property faster, or on social media or other kind of media outlets that are out there? And so I wanted to do this video just to show you the absolute fastest way to sell your property. Even if you're using us or not, it doesn't really matter, but this is the fastest way that you can make as much money as possible. So here it is. The first thing is hiring a professional real estate home buyer or agent. One of the two. See, the catch is, what is the difference between a home buyer and an agent? Well, normally, an agent could actually only show you one way of selling your property. A lot of real estate agents, I hate to say this, but a lot of them are not experienced. I've got over 19 years of experience. My wife has over 16 years. I mean, we have over 30 years of experience. I know you're looking at me and you're like, dang, he looks good for 75. I know, I got it. But what I'm trying to get at is this. When it deals with being a professional real estate agent, look, there's some great ones out there. If they've got the experience, if they've done rehabs before, if they understand that market, if they also show you a track record, please, when you're hiring an agent, don't hire your uncle because his name was George and your uncle was George as well. And then you're like, oh, wow, we got so many great things in common. No. What you want to do is you want to find somebody that actually is reputable. Look at their background. What was ask them this question. What was the last 5 properties that you actually sold? When was that? How much was that? What did that look like? In a sense of what was the price range? You wanted X, and what did it actually sell for? When it comes down to a professional home buyer, again, you need to ask them the same questions. If they don't know what they're doing, that can actually mess you up. That can actually screw up your entire investment, and that's not what you're looking for. This is going to be the biggest amount of cash, if you do this properly, that you're going to receive probably in the next 10 to 20 years until you sell another property. Unless you're making like $100,000 a month. If you are, let me know. So you want to make sure you're hiring a professional. The key word right here is professional. Somebody who's been doing it and has a track record. You're not just going to hire somebody that does not have a track record. So let's go right into number 2. And I've got an amazing camera person, which is actually my son, my 10-year-old son. So he's actually going to be in the background. So if you hear him jiggle around or anything, I apologize, but he's going to be taking over the business one day, him and his other brother. So, all right, so here's the other thing. You have to be smart about your property. Period. So you've got to be smart about your property and the way that you're actually going to be listing this property for sale. Okay? So whoever you list it with, if you get a professional home buyer, usually a professional home buyer like myself, we're buying that property. So I'm going to the house, I'm evaluating that property, I'm showing you exactly why I'm buying it at this price range. I'm showing you what the value is if you were to fix up the property and not me, and how much you can actually make off this property. But that's usually the fastest way. If you find a professional home buyer or an agent, usually they have somebody in their pocket, and that's great. But you got to be smart about your property. What I mean by this is this. Whenever you're trying to list your property, sell your property, do whatever, you've got to look at it from the view of how much is everything else going for. Zillow is not the way to do that. Okay, Zillow's always lying. Because Zillow, remember, they're a marketing company. They are not a real estate company. Just want to be super, super clear. They are just trying to get eyeballs. They don't understand that there's about 7 different things that come up in values. And what I mean by that, you're looking at a property and you're saying, hey, Franklin, I've got my house right here. And oh my goodness, my house is worth $225,000. I was like, well, how did you come up with that number? Well, my Billy Joe, his house sold for $225,000. I was like, yeah, but his is 1925 and yours is 1990. It's 2 different structures. Remember, it has to be similar in year built, similar in square footage, similar in not just the square footage, similar in style. You can't take a 2-story house and compare it to a 1-story house. That's no comparison. That's not a comp. You can't take a home with 1 acre of land comparing it to a property with a 50 by 100 lot. That's completely different as well. You have to look at something that has sold within the last 6 months. So what's sold in the last 6 months? You have to figure that out. So that's the other thing as well. If you're dealing with professionals, they're going to give you that information, and you're going to get that information. Remember, knowledge is king when it comes down to this is a huge investment. So please play your cards right on this and do it the right way. Do not try to just wing this. Really take your time out, because this can be a game changer for most people. So here's another thing as well. Fake it till you make it. And what I mean by that is this. Look, you got to fake it till you make it. I totally understand when it comes to that. But when it comes down to your property as well, look, if you haven't cut the grass in a year, come on, man, you got to cut the grass. What's up? What's up? You know, seriously, you got to clean your house. Some people are going to their properties and it still looks like hoarder houses. But if you're trying to get maximum value, keep it clean. It's not that hard. Hire a cleaning lady. You can go to madepro.com right now and hire somebody. That's what you can do. And it's really not that expensive at all to hire a professional cleaning service. So thank you so much for the thumbs up. And so that's what you want to do right here. Fake it till you make it. Number 4, we're going to go right into this. Keeping up with the current technology. Now, why are you keeping up with current technology? Look, people find me all the time. But you've got to actually reach out to me. If I'm the one that's going to buy that property, you've got to reach out to me and say, hey, man, I got a property for sale. Can you tell me what can I do with this? Our mission at our company at True Investors and True Fast Offer, our one mission is that all sellers have an amazing result. Meaning, I want all sellers to make as much money as possible, period. And that's the God's honest truth. Because no matter what, if you have a property that needs a lot of work, you can't sell it retail. Nobody can get a mortgage. So you've got to find a guy like me with cash. If you're trying to retail it, now you're going to deal with 3 to 4 to 5 months, hopefully not, of somebody getting qualified, people going through your property, you just getting all this stuff prepared. And remember, you're making a mortgage payment. Every single time you're making a mortgage payment is less profit for you, period. So remember, you're making $1,000 a month mortgage payment for 4 months. That's $4,000 less profit in your pocket because you're trying to nitpick who's going to be purchasing your property. Rather, you can deal with somebody fast or you can deal with somebody slow. But you have to be up on technology to figure out, where are my buyers at? Is it YouTube? Is it Google? Is it my personal friends that they know somebody? You can reach out to those people at first, and then you can start making the decision. Now, also, I highly recommend, if you are trying to sell your property, if you want to sell it, have a number in mind, a dollar amount in mind that you will take right now minus the mortgage. So if you don't have a mortgage, what are you actually going to be? That's the other phone. Perfect. So we always have a timer for everything. So what is the actual mortgage when it deals with this property? And then what is the actual profit that you want to make on that property? So that's another thing to consider. So keep up with technology. Other thing, keep your what? Keep your what? Yes, keep your mind on the game. And what I mean by this is, look, you got to look at real estate as a game, period. It's a game. So you got to keep your mind in the game. And why is that? So why do you want to keep your mind in the game? The biggest thing is this: make sure that you're not emotionally attached to this property. Look, the absolute best thing for you is to maximize profit and maximize speed of what you want. A lot of times we'll purchase a property and then we'll negotiate, say, look, if you need money to move, I understand. Because obviously you need money to move, right? So what we'll do is we'll actually close on the deal and then minus off is say, look, if you need to stay in the property 2 or 3 months, that's not a big deal at all. What we'll do is we'll negotiate that on the contract. So now you have money to move, and then now you don't have the stress of, man, I need cash, I need all this, I need 2 or 3 more months to move out. now you've got the time. So keep your mind in the game and don't get emotionally attached. Because when you start getting emotionally attached, that's only when bad things happen. And don't cut, what? You think you know this one? Don't cut your time. What I mean by that is, look, man, if you need time to move, it's all good. Take your time. But cash is king. Remember, property values are only good for 6 months. That's literally it. It's only good for 6 months. So you've only got 6 months, and it's really good for remember, they're only good for 6 months. So every single month you have another comp that drops. You don't know if that's going to be a higher property value or a lower property value. So you have to make up your mind. You have to say, look, man, I'm not trying to cut my time. Do I need to move right now? Because at the same time, too, you're trying to maximize what? Cash, profit. But you also have to be what? And there's another great thing in the military. We say this all the time. Say you have to be realistic. Look, values are values. I just had a call the other day. Somebody's I want $250,000 for my house. I'm like, okay, great. Where do you come up with? I have no clue. That's what I want. I'm like, okay, well, good luck with that. Look, as a professional home buyer, I have to think about a lot of different things. We have to, bare minimum, make a 25% profit margin. Because there's so many things that go wrong on a property, it's unbelievable. And so we have to have that as buffer room. For you have to maximize. But just like, for example, we have a property that we just purchased a couple days ago. This individual, 7 months behind on his mortgage. The property's a disaster. So he's not going to be able to maximize how much he could make. You know why? Because the other properties that sold for $250 have granite countertops. Everything's brand new. Stainless steel appliances, brand new everything. New carpet, new paint, everything. His doesn't. He has pit bulls in the property. So everything got messed up in the property. So you can't think that you're going to make $250 when yours still looks like $180. You still need to put in that work. But if you don't have the cash for that work, you've got to find somebody reputable that can actually get you your numbers that you're looking for. Look, I hope this helps, because this is the quick little guide to the fastest way to sell your house. Look, my name is Cruz from True Investors. If you have any kind of questions, first of all, if you haven't pounded that like button, you need to do it right now, right this second, okay? And then leave a comment. Tell me which ones do you think I'm leaving out. What did you get out of this video that really helped? And also I'm gonna actually check the comments like right after this video. So I do check it, I do answer back. If I can help in any kind of way, I will. But at the end of the day, it's all about just helping people. So, talk to you guys soon. My name is Cruz. I'm out.